Hey, what's up guys? In this video we're going to talk about this keyword in JavaScript. So this is a keyword in JavaScript and it refers to an object, and which object depends on how this is called. So there are several situations where this can have different values. So we're going to explore all of those situations and try to have better understanding about the value of this in those situations. So first of all, we're going to see what will be the value of this while used in a method. So when we use this inside one object method, this will refer to that particular object. Like in example, we're going to create one object with the property and value, and also we have one method, and inside the method we're just going to console log this dot property. So here this will refer to that particular object. So we can use this and we can access the properties of that particular object. So now if we call that method, so we have to write object dot method. So you can see we're getting the value of that particular object. And next we have the situation when we use this alone. So whenever we use this alone, this refers to the global object. Like in example, we're just gonna console log this. So here this is referring to the window object inside the browser environment. And next we have the situation whenever we use this in a function. So inside a function, this refers to the global object. Like in example, we're gonna create one function. Now inside the function, we're just gonna console log this. So now if we call the function, so you can see inside a function, this refers to the window object. But if we use this in a function but with the strict mode, then the value of this will be different. So we have the function test1. So inside the function we're going to use strict mode, and now if we console log this, so you can see we're getting undefined. So with the strict mode on, inside a function the value of this will be undefined. Now we have another situation, the value of this in the event handler. So inside a event handler, the value of this refers to the HTML element that received the event. So like an example, inside the HTML, we're just gonna create one sample button with the text click me. So now we're gonna add one on click event handler, and here we're just gonna console log this. So now whenever we click on this button, so you can see the button itself is logged on to the console. So inside the event handler, this refers to that particular element that received the event. So here in this case, the button element is the receiver. That's why we can see the button element on the console. Now we're going to talk about the value of this when we're using the function binding, using the methods like call, apply and bind methods. So we can use those methods and we can explicitly bind any function to any object. Like an example, we're going to create object 1 with the property and value 1, and we have object 2 with the property and value 2. And now we're going to create one function get value. This function simply going to console log this dot prop. So now we're going to use the call, apply and bind method, and we can explicitly bind this function to any of these objects. Like an example, we can write get value dot call, and here inside we can pass either object 1 or object 2. And now because we are calling the object 1 with the function, so the value of this will refer to the object 1. So you can see we have the output as value 1. Similarly also we can pass in object 2, and now this will refer to the object 2, and you can see we're getting value 2 as output. Similarly also we can use apply method, and here inside also we can pass in object 1 or object 2, and this will refer to that particular object. So here object 1 is applied on the get value function, so this is referring to the object 1. So that's why we are getting value 1 as output. And also we have the bind method. So we can write get value dot bind, and we can bind that function to either of that object. Like an example, we can pass in object 1. So we are binding the get value function with the object 1. So this will return one function, and then we can just call this. So you can see we are getting the output as value 1. Similarly also we can pass in object 2, and now the get value function is binded with the object 2, so this will refer to the object 2. So this dot prop will access value 2, and that's why we are getting the output value 2 on the console. So the value of this is decided based on how this is called, whether this is called inside a method, whether this is called alone, or this is called inside a function, or this is called inside a function with the strict mode, or this is called inside a event handler, or this has been explicitly function binded using the call apply and bind method. So hope you understand the concept. We'll see you on the next one. Take care.